One Piece is a story of freedom, adventure, and laughter, but behind every smile, there is pain. Eiichiro Oda has written some of the saddest backstories in all of anime. Stories of slavery, betrayal, loneliness, and death. And today, we're counting down the top 10 saddest One Piece backstories that broke millions of fans worldwide. Stay until the end to see if you agree, or if another backstory deserves the number 1 spot. Number 10, Senior Pink, the Tragic Baby. At first, Senior Pink looks like a joke. A baby costume, a weird gimmick, a comic relief. But then, Oda gave us his story. His wife, Russian, the love of his life, fell into a coma. When she woke up, she despised him, and while he was away, their baby died. The only moment she ever smiled again was when she saw him dressed as a baby, so he never took it off again. A man who hides his grief behind laughter, a mask of comedy covering a broken heart. Number 9, Brook, the man who lost everything. Brook is more than the skeleton musician of the Straw Hats. He carries the pain of an entire crew. The Rumbar pirates were dying from poison, far from land, and as they played their final song, Blink's sake. One by one, they fell. Brook died too, but thanks to the Yomi Yomi no Mi, he came back, only to find he was alone. 50 years, a skeleton on a ghost ship, no friends, no family, no crew, just loneliness. And yet he still plays music, because that's what his friends would have wanted. Number 8, Trafalgar D, Water Law, the White City. Law's childhood was pure nightmare. Born in Flevance, the so-called White City, poisoned by amber lead, everyone in the city was doomed to die. He watched his family suffer and perish. He escaped but lived with nothing but hatred. Then came Corazon, a man who gave him hope and love. But even that was ripped away when Corazon was killed. Law carries 2 tragedies, the death of his family and the sacrifice of the only man who saved him. Number 7, Boa Hancock, the slave of the celestial dragons. Behind her beauty lies trauma. Hancock and her sisters were captured as children, enslaved by the celestial dragons, branded with the slave mark. They were tortured, humiliated, even forced to eat devil fruits for the amusement of others. Though Fisher Tiger freed her, Hancock never forgot the chains of slavery. Every arrogant laugh she gives today is just a mask hiding the scars of the past. Rosinante, the silent sacrifice. Rosinante, better known as Corazon, the younger brother of Doflamingo, but the complete opposite. He saw the pain his family caused and swore to stop it. When he found Law, he treated him with kindness. He risked everything to save the boy from amber lead disease, and in the end, he gave his life. Shot down by his own brother, dying in silence, so the Navy would never find Law. A man who chose kindness in a world of cruelty. His death still haunts Law to this day. 5, Nico Robin, the Demon Child. Robin's story is one of pure tragedy. As a child, she loved books, archaeology, and her island of O'Hara. But the world government saw knowledge as a threat. They launched a bust-a-call. Her mother, Olvia, Professor Clover, and all the scholars burned. Robin was just 8 years old when her entire island was wiped off the map. Branded a demon hunted across the world. Her words, "I want to live," are some of the most powerful in all of One Piece, because until she met the Straw Hats, she had no reason to. 4, Nami, Chains of Arlong. Nami's smile hides years of slavery. Arlong executed her adoptive mother Belmir right before her eyes. Then he forced her to draw maps for him, taking away her childhood. She endured beatings, betrayal, and hopelessness, all so she could save her village. And in the end, when she cried out, "Luffy, help me," it became one of the most iconic and heartbreaking moments in anime history. Her backstory is short, but it hits like a knife to the heart. 3, Portgas D, Born to be Hated. Ace was cursed from the moment he was born. the son of Goldie Roger, the Pirate King. The world hated him before they even knew his name. He grew up questioning if he even deserved to exist. But then, he found love. With Luffy, with Whitebeard, with a crew that finally gave him family. And then, Marineford, captured, executed. And in his final moments, he smiled, because at last, he knew he was loved. His final words, "Thank you for loving me," broke millions of fans. Even now, Ace's death is one of the most painful losses in anime. 2. Tony Chopper, the monster. Chopper was born different. A blue nose made him an outcast to his reindeer herd. After eating the human fruit, he was rejected by humans too. Neither man nor beast, always alone. Then came Dr. Hiriluk, a crazy quack doctor, yes, but one who gave Chopper love, who gave him a reason to live. And then he died, leaving Chopper scarred with pain, but also with hope. Chopper's story is about finding family in a world that rejects you. A reminder that sometimes love hurts the most when it's lost. 1. Bartholomew Kuma, the walking slave. And finally, number 1. The saddest backstory in all of One Piece belongs to Bartholomew Kuma. A kind king, a loving father, a revolutionary. Kuma gave everything to protect his people and his daughter Bonnie. He allowed Vegapunk to turn him into a cyborg and eventually into a mindless slave. He lost his freedom, his body, his very soul, and yet his love for Bonnie still shines through. Even as a pacifista, his final act before losing his mind was to protect the Sunny. In Egghead, we see the full weight of his tragedy. Kuma is a man who sacrificed everything for love, and that makes him the saddest character in One Piece. These are the 10 saddest backstories in One Piece, but the question is, which one hit you the hardest? Was it Robin crying, "I want to live," Ace thanking the world for loving him, or Kuma, who gave away everything for his daughter? Comment your answer down below because I want to know your choice. And remember, this is only the beginning. There are still stories we haven't seen, like Dragon's Past, or even Emu's origins. When those are revealed, this list might change forever. Subscribe if you love One Piece as much as I do, because we're just getting started.